welcome back to the Mind Over Screens podcast. My name is Leah and I will be your host today. Today's topic will be social media and mental health, and more specifically, we will be talking about the influence that social media has on people's self-esteem and self-confidence, as well as FOMO, and we will dive maybe a little bit into social media addictions and dopamine loops as well. Today, I have with me my guest, David. Hello, David. Thank you for coming.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
I invited David specifically because he is my very good friend for almost 10 years now, and I know he is very insightful and has a very specific, very positive way of looking at things, and I thought needed. I hope so too. And I really thought that we needed a voice like that for this podcast as well. So let's get started.
Glad to be here.
Welcome again. Thank you again for coming. My first question for you is, why do you think that so many people compare themselves to others on social media?
Well, I would say that it's only natural to compare yourself to not just the people on social media, or on the social media, but to people all around you. It has been like that since the beginning of times.
Yes.
But nowadays the problem is that we tend to see a lot of people, a lot of more people than we used to, and only the part of the lives of those people that they consider beautiful or nice or right for them to show off. Not just the bad moments, not bad moments, but only the things that they consider nice.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very good point that you bring up. We do have an opportunity to see way more people around us than we have ever been able to in the history of humanity. And I think like a caveman would never dream about seeing this many people that are above average, beautiful and interesting and talented or anything like that. And another good point that you brought up is that social media really are the highlight reel of people's lives, and people do not share the mundane stuff, the boring stuff, the tough moments, the sad, the angry moments, but they do share only really the highlights, what is beautiful, what is happy about their lives. And when you, in your bubble, compare your normal life, which is human and completely normal to have, to somebody that really only shares the highlights, it is pretty easy to end up comparing yourself to that and end up feeling bad about yourself as a result.
Exactly.
How can constantly seeing perfect people or somebody's highlight reel, how can that affect somebody's self-confidence or self-esteem?
Well, since people usually look at the people who are better or has achieved already something, they could lead to them feeling bad about themselves because they haven't achieved that many things in their lives, but they don't realize how tough the road behind those achievements was, and they also could really be in that level in the future, but they need to either try harder, which is absolutely all right when you want to achieve something, but they don't really have to the things on the social media doesn't have to be true all the time. So you could pretend that you achieve something, you travel hard, you have a lot of money, but it doesn't have to be true, and that's really important to realize. And so back to the effects that it could have on people. So generally, I think their confidence about themselves might decrease, or the ability to socialize in the larger group of people, because they are stuck at home and they don't want to spend the time with others.
Yeah, it can definitely, I think, maybe even lead to some more serious problems with self-esteem, and also eventually to like anxiety and depressive states as well.
Emotional instability.
Yes, especially with young people whose sense of self is still developing, so it can have a really hard.
Since the young generation has basically grown up on social media, they don't know what's a real life, more or less. I don't want to say that they don't know what's a real life, but since you spend so much time on social media, you consider social media real life,
Yes.
and maybe the human stuff that we do generally every day are just not as good for them as it used to be in the past.
Yeah, they basically do not know life without social media. Their life has always been with social media.
They've been comparing themselves all their life, and it could really mess up your head.
Yes, yes. Have you seen some of these effects also on your friends, in your circle, or maybe on yourself?
Well, on my friends, I don't know. I cannot tell about say those things about them. I would say to every one of us, it has happened. But from my personal experience, I don't tend to look at people on social media or be envious about the things that you do, because I realize that when you want to achieve something, you really need to work hard and to do your best in order to. But I really consider those things as an inspiration or motivation for me. Or maybe when I want to find some travel tips, I look on social media, but I don't say, oh, this person doesn't really appreciate it, or I should be there at that place instead of them. I usually take it as a tip or inspiration or anything that I don't want to go there. Okay, he or the person showing on social media presented the way how to get there, and so on.
That's a really nice positive way of looking at it, and that is exactly why I invited you here specifically. And it brings me nicely to my next question, and that is, why do you think that social media has that negative effect on some people, and it negatively affects somebody's self-esteem or confidence, but then on somebody it doesn't seem to affect them as much?
So let's dive into the people that affects them negatively.
Yes.
So I think it's really easy and fall into rabbit hole and start scrolling carelessly.
Yes.
And maybe some people are more like easily get addicted to some stuff. Some people aren't. I think it's just in our DNA. Yeah, I consider that we can work with that, but only to some extent. If we don't realize it, it's kind of hard to really work on something that you don't know.
Yeah, that's true. And okay, now let's move on from this, and we can dive more into another topic, and that is, why do people sometimes check their phone even if they are with their friends, even if they are with family, and even if they're doing some hobbies or something, they still have the tendency. Have you noticed this, that people have the tendency to still look at their phones?
I have, but I would say it's only natural nowadays, because we spend a lot of time on our phones. For example, I personally spend on my phone around 4 hours a day, so it kind of becomes a habit. The person that I don't know, I sit on the chair with my friend, and I tend to grab my phone and check maybe social media or notifications immediately. It's like my second hand. So that's that. And I kind of forgot the question.
Again, the question was that why do people have the tendency or the habit, as you mentioned, to check their phones even if they're doing something,
So it has become a habit since we use them a lot of time during the day. And also, I would say the social media or the whole spending time on our phones is really designed to keep ourselves spending as much time as possible. So I think the developers behind the apps use really good psychological tricks in order to keep you scrolling and spending so much time on the media.
Yes, there's so much science behind it that an average user typically doesn't even realize when scrolling.
You don't even know that you spend so much time.
Yes, exactly. And do you think in this way social media, or just on average the digital life can make us feel more lonely and disconnected, as opposed to connected through
I would say
social media?
Nowadays, yes. I know the reason behind all the social media in the past was to make us connected more, to maybe see people that we cannot spend our time personally or offline with. So there was a really nice reason behind all the creation of the social media, but nowadays it's become something that disconnects us because we tend to spend a lot of time at home just looking at other people's life instead of living our lives.
Yes.
So
sadly,
we need to really focus on how to develop again or come back to the way the social media were meant to be in the past. So just to use them for your advantage, not for your drawbacks or any bad reasons.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. And let's now go back to the comparison, the comparisons that we often make to other people on social media. And I would like to ask you what, according to you, could help people to stop comparing themselves so much to others on social media.
Well, I would say the first thing probably to start decreasing the amount of time you spend on social media. Maybe set some limit. So if I spend like all the time, I wouldn't use it anymore during that day. Or if you cannot do the limit, or you just it is not enough for you, maybe look at the people you follow on social media, or look at the stuff that make you feel bad or any other way, and try to remove them. It's absolute natural to stop following someone if they don't feel or they don't make you feel comfortable. So it doesn't have to be personal. You can still be friends with many people, but you just stop following or stop looking at their stories and seeing what their life looks like. Maybe it could be beneficial to you.
Yes. I could also piggyback off of that, and actually I have a little tip for anybody who feels like somebody's content is not making them feel good about themselves, but they don't want to unfollow because of maybe some personal reasons, or if they are afraid that the other person would get mad or sad or disappointed or anything, or it could, affect their personal relationship. There is a way, for example, on Instagram, to just restrict somebody's account. In that way, the Instagram won't show you that person on the feed as much, but you don't have to unfollow them, so they will never know that they are restricted. So I think
very sneaky advice.
Yes. So I have actually used this in the past. It can be helpful to people that have this kind of struggle.
Exactly.
Maybe. So do you have any other tips that maybe people could use to make social media make us feel better and not worse about ourselves?
Maybe the advice could be start, or on one way I said that stop following as many people, but maybe on the other hand, maybe start following people that inspire you. Maybe not just showing the travel content, or maybe inspire in other way. Maybe they develop a beautiful career in their life, or start some entrepreneurship and so on. And there was some way in order to get there. And many people on social media share those experiences with their followers. So maybe try to follow somebody that inspires you, or maybe some educational stuff that could be very beneficial. Or for example, one thing that I did is like most of all of us spend a lot of time on scrolling reels, which are most of the time stupid but funny. But so I developed my algorithm in a way that it shows me the stupid things and funny things, but in different languages. I usually don't have it in most of the reels that I have on my social media are not either in English or in my main language Slovak, but most of them are either in German or Austrian German or any Balkan country, either it is Croatian or Serbian and whatever, or Spanish. So when I spend my time on social media, it's kind of in a way that it's educational. So I consider it as a school.
That is a very original piece of advice that I had never heard before.
It's a very strange workaround. You still spend a lot of time on that, but in a different language.
But at least it doesn't, decrease your confidence and doesn't have any negative effects on you, and it's more likely to even maybe teach you a word or two in another language, which is, never bad. It is definitely good for your brain development. So that is
Yeah, so
And
it helps with your neuroplasticity.
Yes, exactly,
So-
exactly. Thank you so much for that. It was very, we do, as we mentioned a couple times, we do know each other, and I did not know this was a thing that he does. So that was definitely surprising.
After
Also
this
to me,
podcast, I might show you.
yes, for sure. I'm very interested in how that works, and I might also apply it in my own
Well, it
life.
was a very long process because you know you need to learn the algorithm in a way that
Yes,
shows you.
yes. You need
So, but
to.
it's possible, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, okay, well, good to know. And is there just one question, because we are nearing the end of the podcast? I just have one more question. Is there anything, like a one thing that you would like people to remember from this podcast?
Maybe I know it's easy to compare ourselves on social media, but when you are feeling down or sad, maybe just go for a walk and try to enjoy
Yes.
your life outside
Yes.
without social media, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much for bringing all the original and insightful points, and for bringing up your opinions about everything. I thought it was a very inspiring and thoughtful episode. And thank you so much again for coming and making time in your schedule for
Thank you
us.
also. It was a pleasure
Okay.
talking with you.
Thank you so much. Bye.